Good morning. I'm meteorologist Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. This is the 11 o'clock update. At least it's based on the 11 o'clock update from the National Hurricane Center. Tropical Storm Elsa is still holding on there, 45-mile-per-hour winds with some stronger gusts and some of the heavier downpours. Matter of fact, you can see on GeoCollaborate right now the latest radar. Not a really impressive signature on radar, but it has been over land for a long time, and it always has had a problem on its western side. Now there's more drier air coming in the southern side as well. But I got to tell you, it's drawing up a lot of the warm, moist air. Dew points are well into the 70s in many locations. And you can see I've turned on the buoy measurements in GeoCollaborate. As a matter of fact, I'm going to zoom right down here to a buoy just off of Sunset Beach here. This morning. This is operated by the University of North Carolina and fed into the NOAA National Buoy Data Center. This one right here recorded a wind gust of 58 miles per hour earlier today. So the winds are still strong. You can see sort of bands of showers coming in here, and you can see them rotating in. As a matter of fact, here's a buoy right now that has winds of 21 knots, gusting to 33 knots off of the coast of North Carolina. Off of Wilmington, there's a couple other buoys here. This one is not reporting a particular wind speed. And this one here, right under this little squall, has the winds gusting to 33 knots, which is about close to 40 miles per hour. So we're still seeing tropical storm force winds coming in off of the ocean, and there's really nothing to block the winds there. But here, most importantly, the track that Elsa is on. This is the latest Hurricane Center track. Forecast to continue to be a tropical storm to the east of Richmond by 8 o'clock this evening. By the time it gets there, it'll be dumping heavy rain in southeastern Virginia, moving up towards southeastern Maryland, the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay. The Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel will likely be closed because of the tropical storm warning as conditions go downhill. Usually winds have to reach about 35 to 40 miles per hour, then they close that bridge. Can't have trucks going over it that could be tipped over. It's not a very wide bridge, two separate bridges there. But as the storm moves over the mouth of the bay and over southeastern Maryland, like Salisbury, Ocean City, into Delaware, all the beaches there, Ocean City, Rehoboth, Dewey, Bethany Beach, are all going to be under some pretty strong winds. As a matter of fact, right now, buoys are showing the winds, waves at 3.3 feet, winds gusting to 21 knots, about 28, 30 miles per hour. And so it's really going to kick up a lot of wind there, and also a lot of riptide. So I'm sure people aren't on the swimming today. The beaches are most likely closed because numerous riptides can occur, especially when you have that pressure gradient as the storm moves closer on into those beaches. And in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, it's a stormy morning. The good thing is Elsa is moving about 20 miles per hour to the northeast. And that's going to make the duration of the heavy rain probably in a window of anywhere from maybe 3 to 7 hours. So it's going to be a pretty quick hitter. But if you're to the east of that track, that's where we could see things like some strong thunderstorms, perhaps a couple of tornadoes spinning off of that system. And they're fairly random when you have a tropical system. They can be produced very quickly, move very quickly, and lift very quickly. There was a tornado reported in Jacksonville. As a matter of fact, some video was taken of that tornado and caught that rotation. But as Elsa continues to move to the northeast, you'll see the areas where it's going to impact from southeastern Virginia, southeastern Maryland, up into coastal New Jersey and Delaware, and then on up into Long Island and Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. So it's going to be a quick hitter. Again, this position tonight is the 24-hour forecast, so that's by 8 o'clock tomorrow, the 9th, which is Friday. So Friday night, the storm will already be up in the New York and New England area. It will have cleared and things will be calmed down in the mid-Atlantic states. However, some of the damage left behind could be broken tree limbs, downed trees, perhaps some power outages, and also some flooding. Localized flooding as well. If you live on the Chesapeake Bay or the Delaware Bay, particularly on the western shores, look for some increased tidal levels, possibly of 1 to 2 feet, and the winds will probably generate 3 to 4 foot waves on the Chesapeake Bay as well. So I advise all small craft to remain in port today. Let this storm pass by and get through. Tomorrow will be a sunny day, post-tropical storm Elsa, and still going to be quite humid, though. That humidity is really thick today. So the reason that we have flood possibilities, I'm going to turn on the Weather Prediction Center's day 1 significant weather, and you can see that area in red is, I'll zoom out just a little bit, is all about flooding. On the eastern coast of North Carolina, you can see a yellow, that's severe thunderstorms possible. But today, on up along the track here, it's flooding. Why does it pass on the left-hand side of the track? Well, because you see all these radar echoes and actually storm reports I have turned on. All the blue W's that you see are wind damage reports and some hail reports from yesterday because of severe weather that has moved through. I'm going to turn those severe weather reports off so we can clear up the graphic just a little bit. And but the soil's saturated now in Pennsylvania, moving off into New York. You can see thunderstorms there in southeastern New York State right now. That's all saturating the soil. They've had a pretty wet week and a lot of rain too during the 4th of July weekend. So the soil's saturated. That's why there's a chance of flash flooding and flooding, primarily due to these storms moving through and then the moisture from Elsa as the storm comes up the coast during the day tomorrow. I'm going to turn off today's WPC forecast for significant weather, and I'm going to turn on tomorrow's so you can see how fast the storm is moving. Look at that. The flooding threat for tomorrow goes up the coast from about New York City on up through Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, into Maine. So there's going to be a lot of rain that falls primarily in a short period of time. Could be an inch or two in an hour. That's going to cause some quick runoff. Of course, with the saturated soils, you don't really need that much rain to cause flooding. So that's the 11 o'clock update. You can see where the official tropical storm warnings have been issued on the crawl at the top of your screen. And just some other additional information about the status of the storm on the bottom of the screen. This update's for the Fleet Response Working Group, the All Hazards Consortium for the Sensitive Information Sharing Environment. I'm meteorologist Dave Jones. The next update I'll post will be later this afternoon, probably around 5:30, just shortly after the Hurricane Center issues their 5 o'clock official update. So for now, stay safe. Keep your eyes on the skies. Watch your local broadcast meteorologist that you trust. Also, the Weather Channel's putting out advisories that the Hurricane Center issues and the Weather Service issues. Of course, their local system kicks in with flood and flash flood warnings when those get issued from local weather forecast offices. And stay tuned to your favorite radio station if you listen if you have a favorite one that's updating you on the weather. So I'll see you a little bit later tonight around 5:30. I'm meteorologist Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. Thanks for watching the update.